Early morning update for a Wednesday. Paul Lindman and Scott Lind, good morning. Washington State gets out of the booze business this summer, and as you've likely seen lately, there's been all kinds of talk and reports on how that's going to impact the liquor industry in the state of Oregon. Let's hear what the industry has to say about that this morning. Joining us is Paul Romaine. He's the attorney for the beer and wine distributors in our part of the world. Paul, it's good to talk to you again. What do you think? Does this hurt booze sales here or help it?
Well, it's actually probably going to help it a lot. What people don't understand in Washington State is they really got sold a bill of goods. The price of distilled spirits in Washington State is actually going up. When the state gets out of the business, the price will go up. You might find a few discounts here and there, but generally speaking, the price is going up, and it has absolutely nothing to do with privatization. It has everything to do with the amount of money the states take as a tax, which has nothing to do with the operations. It's the amount the state takes to pay for general fund for cities and counties and stuff like that.
The thinking, though, is even though with the state take, they'll be able to bring in such quantities in all of these outlets that the prices will go down. You don't think so?
You would have to sell a huge amount of alcohol. I mean, just look at the numbers out there right now. Washington State, the state tax is about $28 a gallon, in that range. Oregon's about $26 a gallon. California, which everybody compares us to and thinks you're going to flock over to it, is about $3 a gallon. That's the tax portion. Now, that tax portion is staying the same in Washington State. They're just getting it through different fees on each bottle of liquor, either through a wholesale fee or some kind of markup, tax markup at the distributor level, things like that. But the total amount of fees that they're taking in is pretty much the same. So now you're adding on to it, in effect, the cost that the retailer has to actually retail the product and make a profit, and the wholesaler, where they have to bring it in and make a profit. So logically speaking, you can't get a lower price. Now, the only way the only way you could possibly get it is if there are some deep discounts from manufacturers. But again, that's going to be very rare, and it's going to be on only certain brands. So generally speaking, the OLCC here, from what we understand, is actually anticipating a fairly large increase in sales at the border stores.
An Oregon House committee is going to spend the summer and fall looking into this issue and potentially crafting legislation to open up the system. Some of the legislators are saying, hey, people who even like the system know that there's going to be some change one way or the other. What would you say to the legislators? What would you like to have happen?
What are you going to say to them?
Yeah, I know this will come as a shock to you, but we're participating in that hearing. Privatization can be done. What we're saying is you can't do it the way Washington did it. Washington, it basically was the frustration of one retailer, Costco, who basically wrote a very self-serving initiative, spent $20 million and got it passed. Now, the joke's going to be on the Washington people. There is a way to privatize in the state, and what the state's going to have to do is take less per bottle in tax money, anticipating that there'll be an increase in sales to some degree. You're not going to get a 100% increase in sales. You may get a few more sales. And that increase in sales will make up for dollars that you're going to lose by lowering, in effect, the tax take. But unless you do it that way, the price of liquor is really dependent upon what the tax is. And again, I refer you down to California. When they have a liquor tax of about $3 a gallon, and we have a liquor tax of about $26 a gallon. I mean, take three. That's about $6. Yeah, about $6 a bottle of just tax that goes into the price. Of course, they're going to be cheaper than us on the more popular brands.
Paul Romaine, he's a lobbyist for the beer and wine distributors with the Romaine Group, an attorney. And Paul, we'll talk again about all of this. Thanks for being with us today.
A pleasure. Take care.